Hey, what's up, everybody? So with all the new information that we've gotten with Wuthering Waves and some of the old unanswered questions, I thought it'd be nice to take a look at some of the things that we know, some of the things we don't know, some of the things that we know.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
What?
Trying to get a handle on what's going on here. And I'll be answering some of the questions that I've received and some of the comments over my past couple of videos. This is a bit of a new type of video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so one question that I think people are having is, when does Skyark's Rover dissension scene take place? And if you haven't seen that scene yet, well, here it is. I'll play it in the background. If it's even possible to answer this question, I think it's first important to talk about what we already know, and then let's get into some potential conclusions at the end. So here's what we know. Rover left the Black Shores and reset their memory 20 years ago. And this is after they had been studying at StarTorch, after they had told Imperator to handle the Leviathan situation. All of these events happened 20 years ago. However, even though we left the Black Shores to reset 20 years prior, for some reason, the story starts now, with us not having our memory. But of course, we know this is intentional because Rover left a message to themselves at the Black Shores talking about their intentions. So this is not an unplanned experience. When it comes to the Skyark space station, it crashed pre-etheric sea envelopment era. So we know the space station couldn't have just crashed 20 years ago. So when they see Rover falling from the etheric sea, when exactly was it? In reference to the start of the game. Is what we're seeing here what happened at the game's beginning, just from a different perspective? Was this when Rover first arrived in Solaris? Or some other time entirely? If we remember back to the start of the game, Rover is in space. They plunge back to Solaris, fall into the etheric sea, and then see Jinzhou upside down. After we wake up, it's heavily implied that we came through the etheric sea. In fact, Yang Yang says it looks like we have signs of drowning. Additionally, we tell Yang Yang about our perceived dream we had at the opening of the game. The one with the etheric sea, the woman, although for some reason in this exchange, Yang Yang says dark-haired woman, not white-haired like we saw in the scene, and is referenced by Skyark. Nonetheless, this is also where Yang Yang recounts we told her that our resonance cord was emanating from our tacit mark, to which Yang Yang responds, "What you saw was real." Specifically, she says the etheric sea and resonance cords in your dreams are real, followed by that girl might be the key to recovering your memories. So what else do we know? We know that Skyark, the space station, from Chapter 3, Act 3, is really old. It's from a time before the etheric sea enveloped Solaris. And from our quest, we know a few different things. We know that they saw a rover fall from the etheric sea. We know they had reported sightings of a white-haired woman within the etheric sea around the time that it first formed. And we know that Rover fell from the etheric sea at the start of the game. So one of two, possibly three different things might be some takeaways from this dissension scene. Again, to be clear, I mean this in reference to what we see at the opening scene. I think what's happening here is either one, a flashback. Rover fell from the etheric sea, lived life. What we're seeing at the beginning of the game is a flashback. Or it's possibly two, a real redo. Rover already fell from the etheric sea, but Rover's memory wiping methods has something to do with the etheric sea. And we really were back in the etheric sea with a white-haired woman, aka the unknown goddess, for a second time. Or possibly a third option. Since the etheric sea is in space, despite sometimes coming to the surface of Solaris, and the fact that the bulk of LF1 is in space, by virtue of us even being up there at the game's start, might have subjected us to some sort of time travel shenanigans that LF1 can seem to cause. If you remember, in that opening cinematic, we fell from space into a black hole-like distortion before falling into the etheric sea. We aren't really seen plunging into Solaris, In fact, we don't even see Solaris until we emerge from the other side of the etheric sea. We just pop up on the other side and see Jinzhou. Also, another thing, in that opening scene, our resonance cord was seen dispersing, and so far, there are only a few other things that we've seen cause this, one of which is being inside of void matter. Now, hopefully this isn't time travel, because time travel can make stories significantly more challenging to follow, and if they're done incorrectly, they can cheapen the effect of a character's actions. On a recent video, I also got this question. Was it ever addressed how Rover had memories of their homeland during Rover's time with Amos? This should not be the first time Rover wiped their memories, based on the 2.5 story. And my response to this is, yeah, it definitely should not be the first time Rover wiped their memories, because based on Chapter 2, Act 7, and even Chapter 1, Act 4, Rover has definitely wiped their memories before. So it begs the question of, how does Rover know about their homeland at this point to even be worried about this? And I can't recall any line that explains this in the most recent quest. We can only theorize about it for now, but my theory is this. Even though Rover has wiped their memory, they still get flashbacks from the past from time to time, and we've seen this at a number of points during the quest. It's primarily happened a lot in Chapter 1, but this is still canonically something that can happen to Rover. So essentially, what we can derive is the wipe isn't perfect, and it still leaves some remnant data. This is why Rover told people who actually knew them in the past to not tell them about the past, because they would basically eventually become who they used to be, a sad, brooding person with their mind set on returning home. Perhaps this result has happened many times, and Rover telling people to not tell them about the past is just an ounce of prevention. Of course, there's no concrete evidence for what I'm saying, but this is just a theory. But yeah, man, that's going to be it for those questions. By the way, let me know if you like this style of video. You think I should do more question and answer videos like this, where there's theories and conversation starters? Also, what are your opinions on the theories that I put in this video? I'm really curious. Let me know in the comments, man. And also let me know if you do have any other questions. But anyways, that is all I have for you today. And until next time, I'll catch you in the waves. Peace.